All right. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another podcast edition. My name is Timitope Ajayi. And with me is an interesting gentleman. No one will believe when I say that I've. It's not been up to a year since I've met this man. And our meeting was, it was fate. It was God. It was God that brought
Yeah.
us together. I've seen lots of traits as a business person. I've seen lots of traits in you that makes me just want to do business with you. Although I know that you are involved in the real estate sector, and it's a sector I want to take my time before I enter.
Yeah.
But you are someone I want to do business with. You are very spiritual. If there's one thing I can say, you're very spiritual. With the way you do business, with the way you set your goals. You might not know, but I follow you. I check your status. I check your profiles. I see some of those edifying things that it just made me want to ask you about. It just made me want to interview you. So without further ado, let me allow our guest to introduce himself.
Okay.
Please go ahead and
Thank
introduce
you.
yourself.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. My name is Damilare Olatunde. I'm a real estate consultant. Um, I help people get good properties in Nigeria and environs. Um, and also, I've delved into the financial and the investing um, area right now, helping people with their finance, how to grow their money, their portfolios, and everything. So, thank you.
You have been off as usual. So,
Yeah,
you are a man of God. You're a man of God. So of course, we can expect such. Um, so yeah, I think that would lead to my first question. As a man of God, um, what are the challenges you've seen? I don't want to segmentize Christianity and business, but of
okay.
course, I think it was for children of God that are business owners. But what has been your own personal challenges as a man of God doing business?
All right. Well, the challenges are there. One, let me just say this: if you're a Christian doing business, you just need to carry God, because our ethics uh, and our beliefs are really really good. Honesty, integrity, um, transparency, which is one of which these values are major values that is needed in the business world. But be that as may, you're not doing business with those that have much same value with you, because like they say outside there is dog eat dog. So you have to carry God in doing business. Like, let me give you an example. As a real estate consultant, helping people to get properties and things like that, there are some discussions that will come up that if you should look it deep down, it's not right, but it looks nice superficially. But if you should want to dig, it's like somebody want to get a property for his family members, probably abroad and things like that. Padding up the money and then trying to say, okay, you are going to collect your share, those kind of a thing, or probably selling the land or selling properties uh, that is below the uh, the actual in terms of buildings and things like that. Okay, this building doesn't really worth the price, but hiking it in order because the person that is buying is not available and things like that. Though there's a part of business relating to that, but if you dig down, it doesn't really worth it. So those are the things that you just need to carry God along and make sure that you do well. That's just it.
Interesting, sir. Interesting. Speaking on this subject, I know many young people that are starting out in business right now. Many believers that are starting out in business. In fact, I've met a few persons. What are your thoughts about young persons going into business with this same kind of dog eat dog mentality that is out there? And how do they cope? How do they
Uh,
cope? They say if you can't beat them, You have no other choice than to join them. But how do you? What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on young business owners? I'm not even leave the established ones. Let's leave the known
Right.
ones. Young business owners start business with this mentality.
Okay. Well, uh, this is what I'm going to say. If you're a young business owner or anticipating to start a business, be rest assured. mm, First, your idea is valid. Yeah, is valid. Whatever you is valid. Once is solution driven idea is valid. Is valid. And then two, um, I know one of the major challenges like uh, how to get source of money, sources for funds, and things like that. Let me just say this: it doesn't start with money. It doesn't start with money. It starts with you validating the way you validate the idea, making sure the idea is being seen, because let us say seeing is believing. Try to build an audience around and let people know that this thing, even before you launch, you can start to tell people about it and things like that. Try to, even in a small circle that you have, try to experiment the idea. Experiment the idea whether is they are going to buy into it or not. And most especially, if you want to in this part of the world, and this part of the world, try and I know family members are good and things like that, but to get an honest report, I would love you can just go random with strangers and things like that, and validate the idea, check whether the idea is suitable and things like that. So that's what I'm going to say.
Interesting.
Those are the challenge and
Interesting.
solutions.
Wow. Wow. Interesting. I mean, validating your ideas. Validating your ideas. You spoke about something, sir. You said you spoke about validating your ideas, not the importance of finance yet, at least when you are starting out. And
Yes,
of course, I understand that it's important to get ideas. I mean, many young people miss it nowadays. They forget the fact that this your idea, can it really work? Are you
sir.
equipped for making it work? And like that. But let's say we've gone past the stage of validating our ideas. How then do we start to talk about the financials? I mean, where does that one start to come in? What's the journey like? What's the journey like?
Well, once when I say validating your idea, it starts from you having building a community of audience, have a community of audience that really are interested in that product. It's not the one that you say, okay, go and build the idea and then the market will come. No, no. Uh, Go to the market, check what the market really want, what the audience really want. It's like now, let me just give an example now. It's like somebody that wants to go into uh, poultry businesses, in terms of farming and things like that. And then I say, okay, which area of farming should I go with your strength and things like that? Okay, go into the market. They are lacking egg, what they call it, the edibles, the farm produce and things like that. Okay, which one can I go okay, with my strength, with my little audience, with the audience around? Okay,